Well, you see it there, Glitter. It's all about pushing yourself, pushing the next level of competition. And again, like we hinted at before, I think Ladder 1 certainly delivered on that.
Absolutely. I mean, just thinking back on some of the plays that we saw from Ladder 1, there were... especially towards the end, like how many times do we see in week 4 where people were still fighting for a top spot on the leaderboards? People were still leapfrogging above someone who had held a top position for 3 weeks straight. So that's what I'm saying. The bar was set very high in our first ladder, so I'm expecting a lot here for ladder 2.
I think the rule, the lesson, no one was safe. No one is ever safe. You can never rest on your laurels, because the second you think you're in a comfortable position, somebody is going to pass you. And I actually think that Brawl Stars was a really good example of that, because there were some teams that were up there near the top looking pretty good, and then other squads just leapfrogged over top of them. Brawl Stars was a ton of fun to watch. We already qualified a few teams into our mobile challenge, which means now it's all about ladder number 2. Who are these next 4 teams that are going to be joining them? And taking a look at some of these initial scores, I have to say, Aqua, they're off to a great start.
100%. I mean, you can see they've got a pretty solid lead already coming out of week 1, so it's going to be huge for Aqua, a team that, you know, we have spoken about a few times now from the first ladder moving into this one. But then moving down the list, I think one of the things that I like is that there are so many new names on here, and this is, we've said this so many times, this is an opportunity for anyone to try and make a name for themselves. Week 1, already new teams on the board for Brawl Stars.
Absolutely. And as we continue to see the rest of the top 16, that continues to hold true. I would say way more new teams than teams that I recognize. And yeah, maybe they're the odd name change here and there, but this is still fantastic to see. Squads are coming in and saying, look, we saw what happened with that last challenge season, and we know we have to get involved, because a lot of those top dogs, they've already qualified in, which means you have a chance, you have an opportunity to get involved. But just because some of these top teams have qualified doesn't mean the road is easy by any means, Glitter.
Oh, 100%. Also, please, you saw Pi 22, right?
I did see Pi 22. Pi 22.
Great
what does
name.
It mean? What does it mean?
I don't know.
What does
but
it
I'm
mean?
here for it. I love it.
I need to know. At some point, is it a 2-2 made of pies?
These are
pi squared?
We're asking the hard questions here, okay? And that is our job.
Okay.
Do you know who might know the answer? I'm not sure, but he might. You never know, because we do have an expert. You know,
is it Ash?
It might be Ash. So, you know, let's actually check in with him so we can get a little recap of how exactly everything went down in our very first week of Ladder 2.
What's up, guys? I'm Ash, and welcome back to another week of the ESL Mobile Open, where we're going to be reviewing some of the best games from some of the best teams in North America. We're going to not only look over their games, but also try to learn and pick up some of the strategies. So let's dive into our first game. Alright guys, our first game, Citra Lovers at the bottom versus Aqua at the top. Already we're seeing Azar being aggressive with his max. Almost scored right there had he stayed alive with his max. Citra Lovers running a very nice conventional comp with Jessie and Nita. Excellent synergy on this map with 2 spawners. And then of course, Barley is going to be your best brawler in this map. That's why you're seeing both teams running Barley here. On the other side, we got Zar running Max. Max is an excellent brawler in pretty much every Brawl Ball map with that speed support. Slash running B. B's an amazing mid on this map, but doesn't really fare very well against spawners. She does kind of struggle there. So Citra Lovers looking very good right here. Have the other team pushed back, but Aqua doing a great job staying alive and forcing Citra Lovers back. Nice use of Barley Gadget there to heal himself and his teammate. Pollo almost got taken out by Zar right there with 56 hit points, but able to drop his bear and push Zar back. Well played right there. However, Citra Lovers looking very low right now. They're all going to need to take their time and heal. So great job right there, being patient to heal, because if you don't heal, guys, if you die, you're going to lose control, and that's going to give the other team an opportunity to score. So it's just so important to stay alive and heal whenever you're low. On the right side, Master Light's going to get pushed by Zar. Zar going to get the kill. He almost took out RZ right there in his Jessie. Slash is going to finish off RZ. Almost a team wipe, and now Zar's going to go for that ball from the corner pass. Almost passed it to Jigsaw, and now they're trying to make a goal. RZ's going to respawn back. Slash is not going to be able to score right there. Zar is pretty low, so he decides to back up for a bit. Pollo's going to corner it again on the bottom left. Great defense by Citra Lovers, taking their time and keeping the ball cornered until they get control back. And right here, Slash is very low. He's one shot away from dying. Polio is going to finish him. And Citra Lovers did a great job right there, getting control back, defending. Awesome job by Citra Lovers. RZ's going to come back. RZ and Maslai have their super. That Barley super is excellent for getting control. He's going to drop it over there. Zar's going aggressive again on the right side, trying to get some momentum going for his team. Unfortunately, though, not looking very good because Jigsaw's going to be taken out by RZ right there in his Jesse. That's going to give them a 3v2 with 3 seconds left. Wall's going to go down. He's going to drop the turret. Slash is going to go down right here against Pollo. Jigsaw's going to kick it to the side to buy some time. It's not going to be enough because Pollo's there to finish it. Very well played by Citra Lovers. Alright, so how did Citra Lovers make that look so easy? How did they score that at the end? Well, it all came down to Aqua making a big mistake on positioning. Look at where their B is on the left here, and look at where Jigsaw and his Barley is. This is a misposition. You don't want Barley in an open area like this at the mid, and you don't want B on the lane. B is one of the worst brawlers on the lane, especially against a thrower like Barley. This is a nightmare matchup for B, guys. So because of this misposition, Citra Lovers took full advantage. RZ quickly took out Jigsaw, whereas Master Light's gonna easily push back the B on his side, resulting in a pretty easy goal for Citra Lovers. As you can see, RZ taking quick initiative, taking out Jigsaw. Master Light going for that quick pass to RZ, and that's gonna give them a 3v1 here, all 2v1 for the finish. Well played. Alright, so for our next match, we have Red Button at the bottom versus Evil Space at the top in Kaboom Canyon Heist. This map, you gotta use long-range brawlers. Both teams doing that. Unfortunately for Silas over there, he's running Crow. Now, Crow has the least range among all of these brawlers, so he's gonna have a pretty hard time with his Crow against this matchup. Otherwise, Crow is an excellent brawler to use on this map. Ben's gonna be taken out quickly by the Titan, and then RC is gonna finish off the Jesse at the mid. Salas making his way with his Crow. One of the things that makes Crow a super deadly brawler, especially on this map, is he can get easy hits in open area maps, and then he can slow the enemies down with his slowing toxin gadgets, one of those deadliest gadgets right now in the game. Salas decides to ignore the nanny and go for an aggressive play right here, having his Crow super, which is going to deal a ton of damage. So he traded defense for offense with him and his teammates. Now they got a 2v1. Ben is very low with his Piper. Not sure if that was worth it to ignore Real Canadian, who was a nanny on defense there, because he did get a ton of damage on the enemy safe just by himself and his nanny. But looking really good right now for the Titan and Gatsby. Almost finished it. That Jesse turret plus the Jesse gadget did so much damage. They almost finished the game right there. But look at Real Canadian at the top left. They just have 2%, and then Real Canadian's going to get more damage with his nanny, and then Ben's going to finish it with Piper shot right there. That was super close one, guys. So that was a very close game. Now, I feel like Evil Space made a pretty critical error right here. As you can see, Salas and his Crow. Real Canadian, look what Real Canadian is doing here. What he's doing here is he's moving behind this wall, guys. This wall, if he can get behind this wall, remember what I said in the previous video? You can't take out an enemy hiding behind the wall 1v1. But Salas made a pretty bad judgment here. He got his Crow super. Now with Crow super, you can definitely now take out the nanny. You can beat the nanny with your Crow super, but he decides to ignore the nanny and run away, which was not a good idea because Real Canadian by himself in this game got about 80% damage on the safe with his nanny alone. Just look at how quickly he's tearing that safe at the top right. You can see it's already down to 28% right there. Right, and on the other side, the Titan and Gatsby did a really good job, almost finishing the game. Got the safe down to 2%. That was very close, but I feel like Evil Space could have definitely won that had Salas jumped in with his Crow on the nanny. And for our final matchup, we have Red Button at the bottom versus a new team called Don't Lose to Us, consisting of Z, Lucky Bear, and Superside. 3 amazing players. This is going to be a fun matchup. And also, they're running Bell for the first time in competitive. Normally, everyone just bans Bell, and so you don't really see the best brawler in action. But it's awesome that we finally get to see Bell here. Superside with his Bell on the right, having 3 gems versus SND at the bottom and his Bell. Bell versus Bell on the right. Z's going to get his pull. Quick pull to Ben, great pull. That's gonna allow him to get a bunch of gems right now, but they gotta be careful. They need to spread out against the enemy Bell. One of the problems of having a Mr. P Porter down is if the enemy Bell shoots at it, you not only have to keep your distance from your teammate, so the bounces don't bounce off of your teammate, but also it doesn't bounce from your Mr. P, so you have to be really careful about that. Ben's gonna be at the mid aggressive with his Jean, gonna get some gems, so looking pretty even. On the top we have Lucky Bear dropping his Mr. P turret to try and keep control. On the left side, Real Canadian gonna go aggressive against Lucky and take him out. It's a tough matchup for Mr. P to deal with Stu. Stu is a very powerful brawler. Right there, Ben with the excellent pull on Z and to grab a bunch of gems. He decided to back off just a bit just to be safe and then grab the last remaining gems to start the countdown. Looking very good for Red Button right now. It's going to be really tough for Don't Lose to Us to get control back here, but Z does have his pull, but there's only 5 seconds left. And look what SND and Real Canadian doing, blocking Z from getting that pull to Ben, protecting Ben and his gems to win the game. Very well played by Red Button here. Well, those are all some awesome games right there. Let me know what was your favorite match and your favorite play. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Now let's head back to the desk.
Man, okay. I mean, Citra lovers and Aqua just keeping that ball in the corner for as long as possible. And I think that that's literally one of the only games that we've actually gotten to see here so far in the recap show where they went to overtime, because that's how neck and neck it was. I mean, like, that's insane.
Yeah, it's absolutely wild because team was on the back step the entire match and they weather the storm. They have the tenacity to see it through, push back, and actually take the win in the end. Like, that to me is peak Brawl Stars. And also shout outs to Real Canadian. I have to give some, as a fellow Canadian, doing some sick work. The backdoor stretch there on Heist. I love it. I love to see it. And I want to see more action, not just here, for some of these top teams, but from some up-and-coming squads. But I want to see it from you, because you can sign up to compete with this. The ladder is just starting, which means there's plenty of opportunities for you to still get involved. Get a squad together. Reach out to some folks in your club, your clan, your team. Say, hey, let's put a squad together. Let's get involved in the Mobile Open. It's free to enter, so I highly recommend that you do just that. We're going to do a short break, the glitter, and when we come back, it's all about Clash of Clans. I'll see you in a few.